Hello friends, how are you all? This is Lakshya Arora and welcome back to my channel. So in this video I'm going to show you how you can call an API using a logic app. So let's get started. First of all, before starting, let me give you a brief introduction. So logic app basically consists of many built-in connectors and custom connectors that we can use to integrate with Microsoft and other third-party services. Okay, if you want to connect a logic app to a web API that is not available already as a connector, then you can create a custom connector for it. So what we will be doing, we will be basically creating a logic app. We will be creating a connector in the logic app, and then we will be calling an API using that connector through logic app. Okay, so what are the prerequisite? I would not say, but you should have a basic understanding of APIs. What is API? What is REST API? You should have a basic understanding of running of logic apps, how logic apps work. Okay, so let's get started. So let me tell you one more thing, like why we use logic apps basically. So logic apps we use basically when we want to integrate them with third-party services. Like let's say we want to perform sentiment analysis. By sentiment analysis, I mean like we want to filter out the negative comments from some social media website. For that, we can use logic apps. We can send an email notification on the occurrence of a particular event through logic apps. So all these things we all can do. If you want to move some files to Azure storage from servers in your organization, then we can use logic apps. So logic app basically consists of triggers, it consists of actions. So trigger means like there will be some event, and on the basis of that event your logic app will be triggered, or you can say it will get start. The workflow of a logic app will get start. And actions means actions, or you can say operations. It means the resulting action that logic app will do. Let's suppose if there is some negative comment on Facebook or Twitter, logic app will sense that and it will start triggering. When it will be trigger, there will be some action also from that logic app. That action may be like you want to store that comment in some database or in any other repository. So this is the action, and the trigger was the negative comment which resulted in the triggering of your logic app. Okay, so logic app trigger consists of like we basically classify three types of triggers in logic apps: recurrence triggers, polling triggers, push triggers. Recurrence triggers means when you want to run a logic app at a particular scheduled time, let's say 12 in 12 noon. So for that we can use recurrence triggers. And if we want if there is a push trigger, so push trigger means like your logic app will be triggered on the basis of a particular event. As soon as the event occurs, your logic app will get triggered. Third type of logic app trigger is polling trigger. So in this, the logic app will keep on polling at a specified frequency to check whether is there any new data or not. As soon as there is new data, it will trigger the app. So I'm just giving a basic overview. If you want, I will create a separate video on that. So similarly, we have logic app connectors also. We have built-in connectors. We have managed API connectors. We have enterprise connectors. So lots of connectors are there to connect with different types of third-party services. So what I will do, so I will first create an test API. Then I will create a logic app and then a connector. I will connect all these things together. So let's get started. Let me come to my Git repository. So yeah, this is my Git repo and this is the code basically. Print farmer API. It is basically the built-in API. I have already actually written the code and with the help of my seniors, so it is already written. Controllers, values controller. So this is the code basically. Print framer API, sorry, program.cs. These are the files. Okay. Setup exercise.ch. It will basically set up a demo environment for me. So this is the code. I will share this Git repo link. Let me go to Azure portal and let me open Cloud Shell. First of all, what I will do, I will clone this repo. Copy, go to Azure. So let me clone the repo, git clone, paste the link. So it will do, it will basically clone the git repo to my Cloud Shell storage. Git clone, press enter, and it will clone and clone. Okay, so let me change directory to this ms learn. Oh, sorry. Let me copy from here only. What it is doing. Copy and go to this directory. So we have entered into our, I think some issue. We have entered into our project. When we will type ls, we can see that there are a lot of files. License code, ignore these. Just concentrate on print framer API and setup exercise.sh. Bash setup exercise.sh. So what I am doing, setup exercise.sh is basically, it contains all the code which is required to set up my environment. Like what it will do, it will create an app service plan. Okay, it will create a resource group, it will create a web app. Okay, and so it will all perform some git operations as well. Finally, it will create these two URLs, Swagger URL and this example URL. Let me run this. See, it is setting username and password for Git. Then it is creating app service plan in free tier, creating API app. So I'm creating test API using this script only. There are methods in which you can create an API app using .NET Core or directly through portal. A lot of methods are there. You can create API app through that. So I've developed this script. Come on, create an API app for me. Finished. Setting the local account level deployment credentials. Lot of things it is doing in the backend. So finally, script is finished, and let me copy this example URL. Let me copy and paste it in a notepad because I will be needing it further. Let me copy this Swagger URL as well. Copy and paste. Let me first open this, go to this URL. So as you all can see, it is basically giving us a value of $20. So what it is doing, so it is basically taking the dimensions height and width, that I will also show you from where it is taking. Let me go to this Swagger URL, copy and paste it. As you all can see, this is my URL for API. Click on get, try it out. Height and width, if you give some value, height 4, 2 and 4, not valid. And so it is basically what that was, previous site was showing 20, so it was taking some values for your height and your width and then giving us the result. So height width of a picture frame, basically this is the app for picture frame. So on the basis of the dimensions it will give us the cost. Earlier the cost was $20. If we change the value, let's say 20 to 10 and execute, no, so leave it for now. It is basically our API, print framer API. Okay, that I just wanted to show you. Now let us go back to this Swagger UI. If we replace this Swagger index.html, Swagger slash v1 slash swagger.json, so it will give us the definition of Open API. It is basically a JSON file. Let me save this in Notepad as well. Okay. So what it is basically the JSON, which Open API definition of the API in JSON format. This we will use while making connectors. Alright. So let us now create a logic app. We need logic app also. Resource group, let me create a new resource group, my logic RG, my logic app, review and create. Let us go and create custom connectors also. API we only need to create these two resources, logic app and custom connector. My logic RG, custom connector, review and create. Meanwhile we can go to my logic app, go to logic app designer, it automatically opened. Let me cancel this. Yeah, so logic app designer, we are basically using HTTP trigger in this logic app. When HTTP request is received, this logic app will start. We will add a parameter, we will add a get method. One more parameter we will add, relative path. It will be height slash weight, because when you will go to that link, let me show you. If you will go to this API page, it will be using get command and API values will be height slash weight, sorry. So that's why we are using. So what is happening here, this logic app is triggering as soon as we fire a HTTP request using method get. Okay, and this is the relative path I have given. Let me save it. Now let's go to logic app custom connector. This is my custom connector. Go to edit. Here I will use Open API file. I will import that file. API file. So this is the same. This is the API file actually. Open API JSON, which I was talking about. So this contains the API definition. This I am importing because this API needs to be connected to your connector. icon background color, leave it. This is my custom connector. In host name I will give that link, this link. Now let's go to security. Authentication I am leaving as it is. In real time you can set the authentication. Summary, this is my custom connector. Visibility important. Host name cannot contain scheme. So guys, we are facing this error and I think we need to remove this prefix suffix. Yeah, now the error is removed. So we need to pass the host name. Yeah, so this is the entire host name. We need to, because these are dynamic values, you can change these values. These are the parameters, so we need to remove these. We need to remove this HTTPS as well. So our connector is ready. API file.text, basic information, host name, security part I have skipped, definition important. Okay, now we need to update this connector. So our connector part is done. Let me check. Save logic app, it is updated or not? Yeah, successfully updated. Let us go to the logic app and add this connector. My logic app designer, new step, I will add a custom connector. This is my custom connector I have added here. So it will create a connection with the custom connector. Now we will enter these height values. Height and weight I will take it from dynamic path because we don't need to hard code. We will take it from this dynamic box. So height and weight I have taken. Let's save this logic app. So after that we need to create a response as well. So how it will display the result. We will click on new steps, search for response. Response status code 200, it is already set. Body I will take it from dynamic parameter. Let's first remove it. We should write this statement. Approximate cost is let's use dollar. Then I will take the dynamic content body. I will save this logic app. So finally our logic app is ready and we will be calling now WebAPI using logic app through custom connector. So this is the entire workflow. First is logic app, then there is custom connector. It is connecting to our web API. So custom connector is acting as a bridge between our API and logic app. So when we will send this request, let me check. Copy this link and paste it in your browser. If you want, you can use Postman also. So in browser, just give the height and width values and it will it is showing 20 value currently. So you can just do one thing, you can just copy this link and paste the link here Just replace these height and width parameters and try it in your system. It will, what it will do, it will basically trigger a logic app, and logic app will send in through connector, will send a response to a API. So it will be calling an API finally. So yeah, that's it for now. This is how we called an API through logic app. So that's it, friends. Bye bye. Thank you for watching. Take care. Happy learning.